Good day, viewers and listeners. Welcome once again to Salida, TeleRadyo of La Filipina National High School. I am your teacher host, Annabel Fortaleza. And this day, you will learn many things about solving linear equation in one variable, using multiplication, division property of equality. Lesson in Mathematics 7, Quarter 2, Module 9. Are you all ready? Let's give the floor to teacher broadcaster, Miss JUVIELLE Valdez.
Thank you, Ma'am Ann. Good day, everyone. Good day to our listeners and viewers who are tuning in right now. I am your teacher broadcaster, Teacher JUVIELLE Valdez, and our lesson for today is all about solving linear equation in one variable using multiplication division property of equality. Our objectives are, first, define multiplication division property of equality in solving linear equation in one variable. Second, solves a linear equation in one variable using multiplication division property of equality. But before we start, kindly prepare your pen and paper and jot down some important details in our discussion later on. Now, let's play a game. Let's have the 3-second game. What will you do in this game? You will find the missing number that when you multiply or divide to the given number, the result is 1. And you have 3 seconds to answer each item. Now let's have number 1. What is the number that when you multiply to -1 over 2 or -1/2, the result is 1? The answer is very good. It's -2 over 1 or -2. How did you get the answer? Great! In finding the answer, you have to get the reciprocal or kabaliktaran of the given number, which is -1 over 2. And the reciprocal or kabaliktaran of -1 over 2 is -2 over 1. And -2 over 1 is what we called as the multiplicative inverse of -1 over 2. Now, let's check the answer. Multiply the given numerators -1 and -2. So, -1 times -2 equals +2. Then, multiply the given denominators, which are 2 and 1. So, 2 times 1 equals 2. So, we have 2 over 2 or 1. Now, let's proceed to number 2. What is the number that when you multiply to 2 over 3, the result is 1? Very good. The answer is 3 over 2. How did you get the answer? Great! In finding the answer, you have to get the reciprocal or kabaliktaran of the given number, which is 2 over 3. And the reciprocal or kabaliktaran of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. And 3 over 2 is what we called as the multiplicative inverse of 2 over 3. Then, we will multiply now the numerators, 2 and 3. So, 2 times 3 equals 6. And then, multiply the given denominators, which are 3 and 2. So, 3 times 2 equals 6. So, we have 6 over 6 or 1. Now, let's proceed to number 3. What is the number that when you divide to 4, the result is 1? The answer is very good. It's 4. Remember that when you divide a number to itself, the result is 1. Number 4. What is the number that when you divide to -10, the result is 1? The answer is very good. It's -10. Again, remember that when you divide a number to itself, the result is 1. So that's for our 3-second game. Now let's have our review. Let us review about addition property of equality or the APE. This was already discussed by your teacher broadcaster Sir Bernabe Sinabre last time. So what does the property states? The property states, for all real numbers a, b, and c, a equals b if and only if the sum of a plus c equals the sum of b plus c. To elaborate this property, let's have an example. We have x minus 12 equals 5. To find the value of x here in x minus 12 equals 5, we have to eliminate negative 12. And to eliminate negative 12, we have to get its additive inverse. And the additive inverse of negative 12 is positive 12. Then, we had to add positive 12 to both sides. So, we have x minus 12 plus positive 12 equals 5 plus 12. And we all know that negative 12 plus positive 12 equals 0. So, we have x plus 0 equals 5 plus 12. And x plus 0 equals x. And 5 plus 12 equals 17. So the value of x here is 17. Now, let us determine if the given linear equation can be solved through addition property of equality alone by answering yes or no. So for number 1, 2x equals 6. Does the linear equation 2x equals 6 can be solved through addition property of equality alone? Yes or no? The answer is no. How about number 2? X minus 4 equals 10. Does the linear equation x minus 4 equals 10 can be solved through addition property of equality alone? Yes or no? The answer is yes. How about number 3? 1/4 x equals negative 24. Does the linear equation 1/4 x equals negative 24 can be solved through addition property of equality alone? Yes or no? The answer is no. Well, actually, 2x equals 6 and 1/4 x equals negative 24 can be solved through multiplication division property of equality. But what does this property states? Multiplication division property of equality states that for all real numbers a, b, and c, where c is not equal to 0, a equals b if and only if the product of ac equals the product of bc, or a equals b if and only if the quotient of a over b equals the quotient of b over c. The property states that an equivalent equation is obtained whenever both sides of a given equation are multiplied or divided by the same non-zero real number. And to elaborate this property, let's have an example. Let us find the value of x in the linear equations 2x equals 6 and 1/4 x equals negative 24. So let's have 2x equals 6. Let us find the value of x in 2x equals 6 using multiplication property of equality. So we have 2x equals 6. And to find the value of x in 2x equals 6, we have to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is 2. And to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is 2, we have to find its multiplicative inverse. And the multiplicative inverse of 2 is 1/2. Then, multiply 1/2 to both sides. So we have 1/2 times 2x equals 6 times 1/2. And 1/2 times 2x equals 2x over 2. And 6 times 1/2 equals 6 over 2. And 2x over 2 equals 1x or x. And 6 over 2 equals 3. So we have the value of x, which is 3. Now, what if we find the value of x using the division property of equality? Do they have the same answer? Let's find out. So, we have to get the value of x and 2x equals 6. So, we have 2x equals 6, and to find the value of x in 2x equals 6, let us divide both sides by 2. So, we have 2x divided by 2 equals 6 divided by 2. And 2x divided by 2 equals 1x or x. And 6 divided by 2 equals 3. See, we have the same answer. So if you are using multiplication or division property of equality, then you will obtain the same answer. Now let's have another example. 1/4 x equals negative 24. We have to find the value of x in 1/4 x equals negative 24 using multiplication property of equality. And to find the value of x in 1/4 x equals negative 24, we have to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is 1/4. And to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is 1/4, we have to get its multiplicative inverse. And the multiplicative inverse of 1/4 is 4. And multiply 4 to both sides. So we have 4 times 1/4 x equals negative 24 times 4. And 4 times 1/4 x equals 4x over 4. And 4x over 4 equals 1x or x. And negative 24 times 4 equals negative 96. So we have the value x equals negative 96. What if we will find the value of x in 1/4 x equals negative 24 using division property of equality? Do they have the same answer? Let's find out. So we have 1/4 x equals negative 24. We have to divide both sides by 1/4 so that we can get the value of x. So we have 1/4 x divided by 1/4. And negative 24 divided by 1/4. And 1/4 x divided by 1/4 equals 1x or x. And negative 24 divided by 1/4 equals negative 96. See, they have the same answer. Remember, if you use either multiplication or division property of equality in solving linear equation in one variable, then you will obtain the same answer. Now let's try. Let's try to solve the given linear equation in one variable using multiplication division property of equality. So our linear equation here is 8x equals 64. What is the value of x? The value of x is, very good, x equals 8. If you are using multiplication property of equality, we have our solution. 8x equals 64. To find the value of x in 8x equals 64, we have to eliminate the coefficient of x, which is 8. And to eliminate 8, we have to get its multiplicative inverse. And the multiplicative inverse of 8 is 1/8. So we have 1/8 times 8x equals 64 times 1/8. And 8x times 1/8 equals 8x over 8. And 64 times 1/8 equals 64 over 8. And 8x over 8 equals x. And 64 over 8 is 8. So we have the value of x here, 8. And if you are using division property of equality, so we have 8x equals 64. We have to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 8. So 8x divided by 8 equals 64 divided by 8. And 8x divided by 8 equals x. And 64 divided by 8 equals 8. So, to summarize our lesson, multiplication division property of equality states that an equivalent equation is obtained whenever both sides of a given equation are multiplied or divided by the same non-zero real number. Now, let's solve! In 5 minutes, solve the given linear equation in one variable using multiplication division property of equality. Again, in 5 minutes, you will solve the given linear equations in one variable using multiplication division property of equality. So for number 1, negative 6x equals 72. Again, negative 6x equals 72. For number 2, negative 10x over 15 equals 1/2. Again, negative 10x over 15 equals 1/2. And number 3, negative 36 equals negative 4x. Again, negative 36 equals negative 4x. Your time starts now. So what's your answer for number 1? The value of x here is negative 12. How about number 2? What is your answer? The value of x in negative 10x over 15 equals 1/2 is? Very good. X equals negative 3 over 4. For number 3, what is the value of x in negative 36 equals negative 4x? The value of x here is 9. How many correct answers did you get? If you got 3 out of 3, then very good. If you are still confused in our lesson for today, you can ask your math teacher. Again, I am your teacher broadcaster, JUVIELLE Valdez, saying thank you and God bless us all.
That was great! Thank you, Teacher JUVIELLE, and thank you, viewers and listeners, for tuning in. I hope you have learned something today. Once again, I am your teacher host, Annabelle, saying, if math is hard and so is life, then get over it. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.